Thanks, Zach. My name is Brock Armington, and I'll be talking about the pros and cons of the glass ceiling effect. First, though, let me apologize for not being able to be here in class with you today. Also, let me thank our wonderful professor who has graciously allowed me to do my portion of the project through video. Now, let's look at the cons of the glass ceiling. First, we can look at how many women are being promoted into senior level positions. 97% of all senior managers in Fortune 1000 companies are white males. Compare that to 57% of the workforce that are either women, minorities, or both. So what that tells us is while there are enough women and minorities in the workforce to fill those positions, they're getting passed over for probably a white male. Now, someone who thinks there really isn't a glass ceiling, these women just don't have the education level, would be wrong. Women have out-earned men in bachelor's degrees every year since 1996. In fact, 36% of women hold a bachelor's degree compared to only 28% of men. Going on to the next level of education, for the first time ever in 2010, women have surpassed men in numbers of master's degrees held. So, as you can see, women do have the education that they need to be promoted into senior level positions, but something is holding them down, which is probably that glass ceiling that we're discussing here. We can also look at compensation. Women working in banking make 50% of what males make at the same position, and 85% of what their male counterparts make in the human services industry. So that means even though that women and men are holding the same job, women are getting paid far less and are not getting paid what they deserve. Now, you probably think there are no pros of glass ceiling, which you would probably be correct, but there are some good things that have come out of it. First, let's discuss that women don't always want to be promoted. 60% of all women feel that they are being paid fairly. And there's also no difference between the surveys between men and women when asked if they are satisfied with the level that they have reached in their career. There are probably a couple reasons for this. First, Warren Farrell, who wrote Why Men Make More, theorized that women are willing to sacrifice job titles and promotions in the workforce to be able to have a little more time with their family and with their friends. And backing this up is the Center for Work-Life Policy, which say that women are more concerned with personal relationships and community service than they are with their level in the workforce. A good thing that has come out of the glass ceiling is that women are now starting their own businesses more than they ever have in history. Weiler and Bernstein reported in 2001 that 30% of all businesses are owned and started by women, and that number was expected to rise to 50% by the end of 2002. Additionally, in the United Kingdom, 24% of women under the age of 30 plan to start their own business at some point in the next 10 years, compared to only 20% of men. And 72% of women between the ages of 18 to 24 said that they really like the idea of being their own boss. So the glass ceiling has in effect forced more women to start their own businesses, which have brought more ideas, a more diverse set of ideas and products into the workplace that wouldn't have ordinarily been there. It also means that more women in hiring positions, they're probably not going to succumb to the pressures of the glass ceiling effect like the men have in the past 20 to 30 years. So that concludes the pros and cons for the glass ceiling effect. And now I'll pass it on to Adam, who will be wrapping up our presentation. Thanks again.